Let me hit the button. Okay, go ahead.
All right, today, the old International 784 needs new fuel filters. So I figured I'd put a little video on how to do this. So, I know a lot of people are gonna damn give me slack on this. This is the housings for the fuel filters. Whoever put these fuel filters on last had this thing on so tight that I ended up having to unbolt the housings so I could actually get the filters to break free. But we got our brand new filters in, and we're gonna start putting it all back together. So I got one of the housings right here, and if you come over here and look on the camera, where my hands are, these little bolts right here are what bolts the housings in. It's a 7/16 wrench that does it. So all I do is, and you guys probably won't be able to see this part of it. The bolt goes all the way through, and you just take the housing, get it up in there, and start the threads. And then I'll get up and grab this other housing real quick. Because this is a dual fuel filter system, which means it's got two different fuel filters to keep the trash out of your engine and motor. Okay. Now we're going to take our little handy dandy 7/16 wrench. And I know I'm probably getting in the way of the camera, but we're going to go ahead and give this a little bit of a turn here. And make sure that these housings are nice and snugged. Now, when we put our filters back on, we're gonna try not to put them on as tight as the person before. Because one thing I've learned about filters, just like an oil filter, you can put these things on hand tight, and they will get suction once they get pressurized. But if you go to put wrenches on these things to tighten them on, you're probably gonna have to take the housings back off to get them back off, because whoever did it, like I said, must have put it on with a wrench, because there was no breaking free of it. I literally had to have one oil wrench on the housing, and my son had to have another oil wrench on the old filters, and we were literally doing everything we could to get them to break free. We finally did get them to break free. Now, we are gonna have to pump a little bit of fuel in these, because I don't like to put these in dry. So what I'll do over here is, I got a battery in the back of my truck that I'm gonna take over there to the fuel pump, and we're gonna pump a little bit of fuel into these filters. And also too, I know you can probably see it, but the old 4000 right there, it needs a new battery as well. This will be the new deep cycle battery that it's going to get today. But while it's out, we're going to use it. So I'm going to use my cameraman to give me a hand here a second. Come here, cameraman. Put your foot on top of that wire. All right. So we're just gonna put a little bit of fuel in these things. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Lift up for a second. I think I had it reversed. I need to get new clips. Put your foot back on it. So I gotta buy new gator clips for my fuel tanks. They wear out after time. And I've just been lazy about not doing it lately.
Foot's coming off.
Yeah, I know. So we got one filled up. So now that we got it filled up, we're gonna come back up under the tractor, and where those housings hang down at, we're gonna screw the filters on. We're gonna grab the next filter. Once again, with the help of my assistant here and his foot, he's gonna step on the wire for me real quick.
Make sure that it's on.
Put your foot up. There it goes. Don't want no dirt in our stuff. Now that we got this filter done, we'll come back in. We're gonna be old and make noises as we get down. So I felt that turn a little bit. The filter's tight around the housing, but the housing bolt was a little loose, so I'm gonna get my little wrench in there if I can. And now it's tied up again. So that's how we've changed our fuel filters on the tractor. So the only step left, and always remember, always gotta turn your fuel back on. My fuel is back here. And now that we've got the fuel on, everything should be operational now on it. Now, probably because it has sat for a day or two, I'm probably gonna have to reprime the system a lot better. And there's a trick to these old Internationals that I've learned. if you run out of diesel, especially these old 784s with tank in the back, you can try to bleed the jets, and I've done that in the past, and I've never really had a lot of success into that. But if you have an air compressor and a good rag, and this is a trick that I learned off of an old international mechanic. You can take your fuel cap off like so, and just pretend like this wrench is an air nozzle wand for an air compressor. So you'll stick your air nozzle in, and you'll pack your rag around it so that not a lot of air comes out, right? And you'll shoot air into your fuel tank. And you'll hear it bubbling and hissing and stuff like that. But if you're running old tractors like me, unfortunately you get a lot of settlement at the bottom. There ain't nothing we can ever do about that. But it'll push the fuel from your tank through your lines and back into your filters. That way you get a steady stream of fuel going back to your tractor. That is the easiest way I've ever found to prime these tractors. I don't know if we'll have time to shoot it on the video today, but we can, if we do have time, we will always try to put that in the video, or I'll put a link up in the video showing you how to do it. But that's all for the International. Let's see if we can't work on this old Ford tractor today. So, we got ourselves never heard of this brand, it's Rocket, but it's a deep cycle battery, which when you come to run these old diesel tractors, I like running the deep cycles. They seem to last a little bit longer. So we're gonna pull this old Die Hard out and put it next to another battery that was a Mega Start. Kind of orientate our battery. We're gonna get it in there. Whew, that's a heavy one, guys. So I'm gonna grab my wrenches off the other tractor real quick so I can get the right wrench. So I want to say that these fittings are a 1/2 inch for the metric guys of the world. That'd be a 13. Gonna tighten that battery up. She's tight. Let's turn that one so we can actually get to it with the wrench. We drop the wrench. Now, as far as I know, this is the only thing this tractor needed was a battery. Problem with batteries these days is anybody that grew up in the 80s and 90s and all that, remember, when you bought a Die Hard battery, that Die Hard battery would last you 7 years, if not more. Today's modern times, batteries don't last you 2 years. And the reason for that is all the batteries that you buy at the auto mechanic shops, they're not new. They're just refurbished batteries. So you trade them in for your core, they take them to a factory, they get them cleaned, they dump the acids, they get them all cleaned up, they get them a recharge, and they just sell them back to you. So all you're buying is refurbished batteries at a brand new battery fucking rate. But let's see if this will give this Ford any power. It probably does need a little bit more of a charge. We do got power. She is turning over, but she ain't turning over fast enough. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get our battery charger on this
All right, let's pause it.
and we're gonna get it charged.